Since the last time I was in the Nissan Rogue, there's been a massive improvement, and that lies under the hood. So let's get under the hood before it starts pouring on me. Lifting the hood here, we have a VC turbo. Now, this is not the 2-liter we see in other Nissan Infiniti products. This is actually an all-new 1.5-liter 3-cylinder turbocharged engine with 225 pound-feet of torque and 201 horsepower, mated to a CVT. Nissan says you can get 37 miles per gallon on the highway. We'll do mostly in-town driving today, and I'll show you my fuel economy estimates. Now, the looks haven't changed since this vehicle came out as a redesign a couple of years back. I think it still looks amazing. This one kind of has a two-tone theme going on. We have the panel roof. This is the Platinum, so this is around $40,000. We have smart axis handles all the way around. All-wheel drive. You can also get the Platinum and front-wheel drive, which might be a smart choice here in Florida. We have an automated lift gate here, little chrome strip at the bottom, probably exclusive to this Platinum trim. We have a unique cargo system in here, and it takes some getting used to. So you have this removable floor, and that will allow you, it's difficult to just get it set up the right way. I'm about ready to throw this out of the car. But with this floor the way it is, you can see that it makes it fairly flat here if you can get these plastic pieces to lay just right. So I'm going to give up on that one, and we also have an additional one here. Not a lot of storage space. Underneath, hey, we have a spare tire with a Bose subwoofer in there. That's a great feature to have. All right, Nissan also has the first aid kit, and I made it hard on myself. I actually reached forward to fold down the seats, but you can use these pull levers on each side that will do it for you. We also have this little 12-volt here. It's not even labeled, it's just kind of hidden, so you can have some accessory power in the back for you as well. Let's go ahead and close this down. Let's get in the back seat. We do have sunshades here on this Platinum model. Beautiful clad, soft touch. Actually, this portion is hard, but you have just a bathing of soft touch materials here on the inside of the door. It's lifting this up. We got this beautiful quilted seats, and look how easy it is to get to the child seat latches. So that's a great feature to have as well. And if you are putting kids in here, look how wide this door can open. It's nearly perpendicular to the side of the car, so that's great. Let's go and sit inside in this Platinum. We have heated rear seats, we have USB-C, USB-A, you also have climate control now. It's not fan control, it's just temperature control back here. Not sure how useful that would be. We have, of course, the vents back here blowing some cold AC. We'll talk about that later. We have mat pockets on each side, lots of legroom, and the floor is almost entirely flat. We maybe have a 2 to 3 inch raise down here. So 6'1" behind myself, lots of legroom, lots of headroom as well. We have this little map light above. We have a couple cup holders in this fold down armrest. We also have this panoramic sunroof here in this Platinum, which you can get in lower trims. We'll talk about that later in the buying guide. And getting out of here is actually a little bit tight. This wheel arch definitely restricts the ability of my leg to kick back. So it is a bit of a funky exit. Now getting on the inside here of the front seat, we have soft touch up here, unlike the back seat, which was hard touch. Beautiful interior to the door as well. Memory seats here. We have illuminated skid plate. We have lumbar control. I love these seats. They're just absolutely not only comfortable, as we'll find out in the driving impressions, but they're just really pretty to look at. Now I wanted to double check something. Yes, we do have the J VIN number. That lets you know it is built in Japan. These Platinum models, the most expensive Rogues, are built in Japan. That might give you guys a little peace of mind. Just in terms of build quality, I haven't had any squeaks or rattles driving it this week. Super solid door slam here, and just the interior is beautiful. I wish we had more of this fake wood trim that is only in this one spot. I'd love to have had it around here, around the window switches, but to be honest, this is better than piano black right here. We have a little piano black around here on the top of the steering wheel, around these switches, but in terms of functionality, it's amazing. Nissan's done a great job with the volume knob, tuning knob, climate control knobs, as well as direct fan control. We also have heated and not ventilated seats, just heated seats, as well as heated steering wheel. Too bad we don't have ventilated seats here, even on the top of the line model. We do have a fantastic head-up display though, and we have a soft dash all the way across. So the materials in here are fantastic. The steering wheel, even with around 9,000 miles here on this model that I'm driving, looks brand new. The stitching looks absolutely perfect. This is the larger of the two screens. I believe this is a 9-inch model. It does come with Apple CarPlay wireless in this Platinum. It does not come with wireless Android Auto. So what you see here, I have to plug it in. We do have a wireless charger down here. We also have this ambient lighting going on around the wireless charger, and you have additional storage down here. There is no felt or carpet down here to keep your things from rattling or sliding around. Opening up this butterfly armrest, we have that ambient lighting and customization with this button right here, and no carpet down here either or felt line to keep things from scratching or rattling around while you drive. Now Nissan says this butterfly door makes it easier for passengers in the back to grab things in here. I mean, I guess so. And you also have your drive modes here, which will play with the racing mode or the racing checkered flag here, which is a sport mode. We'll play with that here in a little bit when we do a 0 to 60. They did give us carpet for the sunglasses holder, so at least your sunglasses won't be rattling around. Map lights on each side, they are not LED, so just pretty basic incandescent bulbs it looks like. Our sunroof does open up, but you also have that sunroof shade up here as well. We have a sliding visor with a little vanity light, and we have oh crap bars around the whole vehicle with each door. 360 camera in here is actually really clear. It's a big improvement compared to you know, the previous Nissan 360 cameras. And you have, you know, the little proximity parking sensors on the back as well as the front here. Got a little drive control knob here. We're gonna put it into not off-road or eco, there's sport. Torque brake here. Yeah, a little. Okay. Those are the softest simulated gears I think I've ever experienced. 0 to 60 in 8.11. It is a better experience, I would say, compared to the old 2.5 liter naturally aspirated with only 181 horsepower. You have that immediate torque on tap from this, you know, 1.5 liter turbo 3-cylinder. Let's just put it back into normal mode here, or auto mode. And if I need that passing power, I'm going about 50 right now, pedal down. Yeah, it likes to go, but once it's going, it's not the most like locked into a specific RPM like a lot of other CVTs, for example. It just doesn't pin it and hold it there. It kind of moves around a little bit. So let's use the paddle shifters here. There's like no engine braking going on at all. But when you use the paddle shifters, it acts way more like a traditional auto, and this 3-cylinder actually sounds quite good. Now this road is typically really rough, and it's handling it no problem. Very smooth for like considering this road. Very impressed with the ride quality here in the Rogue. And the torque, man, is, especially if you don't have your foot pinned to the floor, I feel like it's definitely more predictable, more enjoyable to drive. And I like the steering in the Rogue. It's got a good amount of heft to it, maybe not as much as like the Mazda CX-50, for example. The head-up display in here, as I remember last time in the Rogue Platinum, is fantastic. It's laser sharp, very bright in the middle of the day as well. I love the head-up display in here. Let's go ahead and get into the brakes. We'll get hard into them now. A little soft. Maybe that's one thing I can ding it on. Is the brake pedal just not the most like confidence inspiring, but this CVT setup, man, like I really like this engine. If it was mated to like a, you know, Nissan's using a 9-speed, a lot of their products. If this had a 9-speed connected to it, this would be fantastic. Unfortunately, this engine is held back just by the CVT setup in here. And I found that to be true with the Infiniti lineup as well, with the QX50 and the QX55. That also has a VC turbo. It's a 4-cylinder, and I love the engine in those, but it's always held back you know, its true potential is held back due to the transmission. And I feel the same here for this CVT with this 1.5 liter 3-cylinder. Yeah, man, after 2,500 RPM, this thing does pull very impressively for a vehicle in this class, there's no doubt. All right, let's play with the Nissan safety shield a little bit. Let's go ahead and lock in radar cruise control. Real easy to play with the speed adjustments here with this little switch. And on the head-up display, does a great job displaying all the information I need. It senses the car ahead of me. I can adjust the distancing with this button. And all the buttons here are very convenient. I don't feel like I have to move my hand a whole lot to get to them. I can just easily, right off where my hand naturally sits, play with these cruise control buttons. So it's quite handy and quite well thought out of by Nissan. If you want to get a better idea of this Nissan safety shield, watch my Ariya review that I just did recently. It's the same technology and it works really well on the highways, especially in town. It's pretty good at stop and go traffic. It's not the best. As I put the lane assist on, it's not the best in town with the lane assistant. At lower speeds, it really does a good job at higher speeds with this lane assistance, and steering assist. But it's slowing the car down really, really well here with lunch traffic essentially right now. So very, very smooth and predictable, and it's not a jarring, like the van got out of the way, and sometimes when that happens, the cars like to speed up and then slam on the brakes again in a situation like this. But Nissan's done a great job with this safety shield and making it really smooth and pretty close to how a human driver would drive. It is a little bit hard on the brakes at times when you get in slower speeds like right now, but what is it going to bring me to a stop here? I mean, it's really just inching forward with traffic, which is quite impressive because that's what this Charger is doing in front of me, is just inching forward. I'm not doing anything, so it's doing all the work for me. Brought it to a full stop there, and if I wanted to continue, I just press up on the cancel button, which is resume, and here we are, keeping up with traffic. Very well done, Nissan. Blind spot monitor working great even at low speeds here. Like how it's right at the edge of the mirror and that amber. If I remember right, it may have been in here. Maybe that's Infiniti products, but in some Nissan Infiniti products, the blind spot monitor is located in here. I love that it's at the edge of the mirror here. It's just a one-stop shop for my eyes, not only in the mirror, but also on the blind spot monitor, and also people around me can see that they're in my blind spot when that illuminates instead of it being hidden on the inside. In terms of ergonomics, I feel really comfortable in the Rogue. I have a good amount of width going on here. My legs don't feel like they're smashed in, so I have a nice wide bolstering here at the bottom. I don't have thigh extension. That would have been pretty nice, even if it was just a slide out thigh extension like we see in other models out there. But overall, the comfort in here is impressive, especially with your knee coming into contact with the soft pad and the center column here. And I even have soft touch materials here around the window switches, which pads my knee as well. So if I want to hike it up, maybe for longer trips, or just in a situation like this where I have cruise control, it's doing all the work for me. Yeah, I feel very, very comfortable. All the hard touch points are softened out by Nissan. Just super easy to switch lanes here. The Rogue hasn't gotten a whole lot bigger since its early generation, so I love the compactness of the Rogue. And there are talks about that Nissan could kill off the Rogue Sport here for America, because the Rogue just sells so well. So we'll see if that happens, but I think this is a perfect size for most people with the Rogue. And then if you want something smaller, something really compact, you have the Nissan Kicks as well. But just getting out of traffic is an absolute breeze here, especially with the instant torque now that you have with this turbo engine. Yeah, it's great. So if you really baby the Nissan Rogue, I'm seeing 33.8 miles per gallon on the average here, mostly in town. Nissan says you can get up to 37 on the highway. So as long as you don't have a lead foot, this 3-cylinder has a lot of efficiency to it, mainly because like if you don't get heavy into the pedal, you can really take advantage of the amounts of torque that this turbocharged 3-cylinder is putting out. For air conditioning, this is always important for me here in South Florida. I've had no problems keeping this cabin icy cold with this AC. I just have it 64 right now. I could probably put it a little bit higher, but just one fan speed here, and it's been keeping this cabin really, really cool. All right, let's get into the buying guide of the Nissan Rogue. In the video, I drove the Platinum, which starts at around $39,000. That's before destination. Now, you could also get down here front wheel drive Platinum, which is $1,500 less. It just depends on if you feel like you need it in your area. Now, while the Midnight Edition looks cool, I also think it's a little expensive for what it offers. So we're going to build off of the Rogue SV. So it's going to be up to you and where you live, where your driving conditions, if you need all-wheel drive or not. But we're gonna build off the SV grade. I think that is the best bet here. Now the SL will give you some more features like leather seats and larger wheels with 360 camera. In a vehicle like this size, I don't think a 360 camera is necessary. You're going to get a backup camera and you get Pro Pilot Assist on this SV. So you're going to get all the safety features that are most important. So we're going to build off of SV. I'm going to do front wheel drive because I live here in Florida. Here we go. And it starts at around $29,000. Let's build and price this guy. Now, there are a few different colors here. Some of them are going to cost you a little bit more money. In the review, I was driving one in this Caspian blue. Now, here's some cool things, and this is for every single grade at this point in time. You want to look at the deals going on. So you have 0% APR for 36 months, which is like $800 a month. That's a lot of money for a Nissan Rogue, in my opinion. 5-year rates, it's hard to say where it's going to be. Now, that's assuming you have excellent credit. Now, I think the best way to go on a Nissan Rogue, because the transmission just sucks out a lot of the fun and quality for me, I think the best way to do it is lease the Nissan Rogue. For 36 months, you do 10,000 miles. So this lease offer that they have going right now, less than $500 a month. Yes, you got to put a little money down, but I think that's a way better option to go than financing the Nissan Rogue. All right, so we're going to get onto the interior, and luckily we can get a nice light gray interior here. Not that the charcoal black is bad, but if I click on this cloth, it looks like I have to get black paint. I have to remove. So I'm going to have to accept that. That's a tough pill to swallow. So your options are just limited at this point in time according to the builder. But when we look at the actual inventory in our area, we'll be able to get light interior with any paint color that we want for the most part. Even though there's a midnight special edition, you can also get the midnight edition package. It's a little confusing. I'm not sure what the differences would be. You can see the details of this package here. It seems to be cheaper to add it to this model than just to get the midnight special edition. So if you got to get this, maybe there's a small loophole that you can find to add the midnight edition package for less money than the $35,000 midnight special edition model. Now, you can also get some nice features on here. The SV Premium package builds in a lot of features for an impressive price point. So for about $2,600, you get roof rails, power liftgate, dual panel roof. You get sunshades on the back doors. You get leatherette seats. So if you don't want to roll with the cloth, you can get the SV Premium, which gives you fake leather. You also have a nice leather wrapped steering wheel, which might be very, very important. I don't know what the steering wheel feels like on the base SV grade. I'm very picky with my steering wheel, so I might actually have to go with this grade here. You also get heated front seats, heated steering wheel. Not that important where I live in Florida. So let's go ahead and add this real quick to our model because I think it gives you a lot for the money. Some manufacturers charge like $1,500, $2,000 just for a panel roof. We're seeing a very well equipped Rogue here. You can lease for around $500 a month, but let's look at options in our area. You can find some SVs on deal. Check this out. All right, so what I want to do is get the gray interior, and let's not do black exterior. Let's just see what we can find for a deal in blue and red. Get a little spice in our life instead of the generic black, white, silver, gray. And there are deals to be had. So this is going for about $1,700 less. This guy right here, just 100 miles from me. And they have quite a few. It looks like they have some cookie cutter models all like that. They have a bunch of them, to be honest. It looks like maybe 10 that are all blue with that gray interior, all packaged the same. So they're looking to deal on these cars. They got a backlog of them. Here's a red one for around $30,000 as well. So great to see the options there on the SV grade. Deals up to about $1,500 to $2,000 going on the Nissan Rogue. So my recommendation is to lease it in the SV grade. Put as little money down as you can. Don't finance it. If you are someone who buys and owns your cars for a long time, don't know if the Nissan Rogue would be one I could recommend, just because there are better options out there for like longevity, the transmission, the peace of mind, and just the everyday responsiveness from the CVT. The Honda CR-V Turbo, not quite as peppy as this. It has a better CVT transmission to it. And you can also get hybrids out there on the market that are far more efficient and have better eCVT transmissions than what we see on the Nissan Rogue. So Nissan Rogue, great leasing vehicle. Can't recommend to buy, really. Something else to consider, a vehicle with similar size, but way better in my opinion. It's a better driving vehicle, smoother, better looking even, is the Nissan Ariya. Check out my review on the Nissan Ariya. On the base model, if you want to lease it, you can get $369 lease payment. Now you have to put about $4,000 down, but in my opinion, it's way better than paying $400 or $500 a month on a Nissan Rogue. Now this is the base model with the 63 kilowatt hour battery, which still gives you over 200 miles of range. So unless you plan on taking long road trips in your Nissan Rogue, definitely take a look at this Ariya with this excellent lease deal that they have going on. I really liked it a lot. I had the front wheel drive. It'll be actually, this will be quicker than the front wheel drive model that I drove because it had the larger battery pack. So this thing will be very quick, great around town, great technology, great build quality. They're both made in Japan. Well, sorry, I'll take that back. All Ariyas are built in Japan, but only the Platinum that I tested this week for the Rogue is built in Japan. So definitely consider this. If there's one in your area for a lease over the Rogue, it's a better vehicle overall, as long as you can charge at home and you don't plan on taking long road trips. And I'm over in the offers page right now in the Nissan Rogue, and I just found a couple more things going on. Yes, it's 0% financing, but it's only for 36 months. And that's really high payment. Like I said, it's going to be over $800 per month. But check this out. With the Rogue S all-wheel drive, you can get $359 a month. Yes, you put $3,200 down, but that's a great deal as well, especially if you need to take long trips. That might be something better than the Nissan Ariya. But for $10 a month and a little bit more money down, I still think the Ariya base model is a way better vehicle for the money, as long as you don't need to take long trips. So I'm going to end it there. Let me know what kind of Nissan Rogue you would be interested in. Which trim level would you be actually buying it? Let me know why. I'd like to know why. And I'll catch you guys down in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, smash the like button, subscribe for more. And yeah, the Nissan Rogue has been very enjoyable. Point A to point B transportation this week. I really like the motor. I like the looks of it. That's probably the most important thing. Like, you want to, especially if you're leasing a car, you want a vehicle that's going to look brand new, look great. You look great in the vehicle. And I think the Nissan Rogue looks awesome from the outside. But got to end it there. Thank you guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.